So, can you tell me a little bit about Lincoln's childhood?
Lincoln's childhood. He grew up in Kentucky. He's from a rural background. Lived in the country. Did a lot of work outside.
I'm sorry, that was my fault. I started to
Forced labor.
He did forced labor. That is
And which really, drove him
so.
to end slavery.
In talking about Lincoln's childhood, a lot of people don't know the story of his forced labor experiences. Sorry, I'm trying to set it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one of the stories that your book talks about for the first time
Yes.
is Lincoln's childhood and how he was subject to forced labor experiences. Can you talk a little bit about that? Do you think that
Yes,
later
well,
played a
after-
role in his
I most certainly do. I did a lot of work in the archives in Springfield, Illinois, which I've been through many, many times. Yeah, I think being oppressed as a person in his youth marked that on his whole life. He wanted to eliminate that from the society.
Yeah, so in what way do you think that childhood experience, is there any moment, did he ever speak extemporaneously or in a written speech or perhaps in an editorial about the role that experience played in shaping his public policy?
I know a lot in his early years as a lawyer, as a law student. Yeah, he spoke out about that quite a bit.
Perfect. So, as a lawyer, did that shape his practice, his public practice? Was he ever trying to advocate on behalf of perhaps escaped slaves?
Yes, he was always rooting for the underdog. He always wanted to bring justice to those, who could not represent themselves completely. He did a lot of charity work, worked with a lot of poorer families who could not afford good lawyers, and was really on their side when he knew a good cause.
Excellent. So what did he ever, what charity cases were of interest to him? Was it just runaway slaves or was it
No,
the poor and
it
impoverished?
was the poor and impoverished. There was one incident, I forget the year, it was in his young life, Mr. Lincoln. He came upon these two men who appeared to have committed murder. And so no one would represent them because it was obviously so, clear that they were guilty, that he decided to take the case on, and he really got to the truth of that. This case nobody else would take, and he took it.
Impressive.
Yes, very.
I mean, I'm going to stop.